That guy you follow on Instagram, the one with the Rolex, the Mercedes, the penthouse views, he's broke. Not struggling, not tight on cash this month. Actually, deeply, suffocatingly broke. And he's praying you never figure it out. See, there's a specific formula fake rich people follow. 10 signs they all share. And once you know what to look for, you'll spot them everywhere. At the gym, at brunch, in your own friend group. Some of these will make you uncomfortable because you might recognize yourself. But here's why this matters. Real wealth is silent. Fake wealth is loud. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to tell the difference. Let's start with the most obvious one, the one that should be a red flag immediately, but somehow everyone falls for it. Sign number 1, they never shut up about money. Real rich people, they don't talk about being rich. They talk about their kids' soccer practice, their book club, their annoying HOA. But fake rich people, every conversation loops back to how much they spent, how much they made, what they're about to buy. Yeah, this watch was 12 grand, but it's an investment, you know? No, it's not. It's a cry for validation. Here's the thing. When you actually have money, you stop needing to prove it. Your accountant knows, your bank knows, that's enough. But when you're one missed paycheck away from losing everything, you need everyone to believe the illusion, because the second people stop believing it, the whole thing collapses. Warren Buffett drives a 2014 Honda. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same gray t-shirt every day. You know who talks about their net worth constantly? People who don't have one. Sign number 2, nothing they own is actually theirs. The car, leased. The watch, financed over 48 months. The apartment with a skyline view, rented, and they're splitting it with 2 roommates you never see on Instagram. This is the backbone of fake wealth. You don't need money to look rich anymore. You just need credit. $700 a month gets you a BMW. $200 gets you a Rolex on a firm. Add a luxury apartment in a trendy neighborhood, some designer clothes from Rent the Runway, and boom, you're indistinguishable from an actual millionaire. On camera, anyway. But here's the math they don't show you. That $700 car payment, over 5 years, that's $42,000 for a car that depreciates to $25,000 the second you drive it off the lot. That financed Rolex, you're paying interest on a watch. Real wealthy people buy assets, things that make them money. Fake wealthy people rent liabilities and call it a lifestyle. If they invested that $700 a month instead, in 5 years, they'd have over $50,000. In 10, over $120,000. But they won't, because they'd rather look rich than be rich. Sign number 3, they're always about to make it big. Always. Just closed a huge deal, can't talk about it yet. Got a meeting with some investors next week. This is going to change everything. My crypto portfolio is about to explode. Just wait. Except it never does. See, fake rich people live in the future because the present is uncomfortable. Right now, they're broke. Right now, they're stressed. Right now, they're pretending. But next month, next quarter, that's when everything pays off. That's when the big money comes in. Except next month becomes next year, and next year becomes I'm pivoting to a new opportunity. Real wealthy people don't talk about what they're going to do. They just do it. And then maybe they mention it in passing 6 months later. Fake rich people sell the dream because they can't sell the results. If someone's been about to blow up for 3 years straight, they're not about to blow up. They're just blowing smoke. Sign number 4, you only see the highlight reel, never the behind the scenes. Private jet photo, that's a $200 jet experience package at a local airport. They sat in it for 10 minutes and took 50 pictures. Luxury hotel suite? They booked it for 1 night on a credit card, took content for the next 6 months, then went back to their studio apartment. Designer shopping bags? Empty. Or they bought 1 item, photographed it, and returned it the next day. This is the game. You curate 5% of your life to look like 100%. And the reason they never show the full picture is because the full picture destroys the illusion. You'll never see the credit card statements, the overdrawn bank account, the collections calls they ignore, the panic when rent's due. You'll see the bottle service at the club. You won't see them eating instant noodles for the next 2 weeks to afford it. Real wealth is boring. Fake wealth is a performance, and performances require perfect lighting. Sign number 5. Everything they own screams, "Look at me." Gucci belt with the giant logo, Louis Vuitton bag covered in monograms, Rolex so shiny you can see it from space. Here's the secret. Truly wealthy people buy quality. Fake rich people buy logos. Why? Because logos do the work for them. They're instant credibility, instant status. But ask someone actually rich what they're wearing? Oh, I don't know, I've had this jacket for 10 years. Because they're not trying to prove anything. Fake rich need the logo front and center. It's a billboard that says, "I have money," because without it, you have no idea. Real rich? You might think they're middle class until you see the $8 million brownstone they just casually bought in cash. The wealthiest people I've ever met wore plain t-shirts and drove Camrys. The brokest wore Balenciaga and leased Range Rovers. If their entire identity is wrapped up in brand names, that's all they have. Sign number 6. They're always at every networking event, every entrepreneur meetup, every rooftop mixer, but they're never actually working. Because for fake rich people, looking busy is more important than being productive. They're collecting business cards, taking selfies with influencers, posting LinkedIn updates about building in public. But if you ask what they actually do, it's vague, always vague. I'm in consulting. I'm building a personal brand. I'm exploring opportunities in Web3. Translation, I have no income. Real entrepreneurs are too busy building to be at every happy hour. They're in spreadsheets, on calls, solving problems. Fake entrepreneurs are at the club on a Tuesday calling it networking. Sign number 7. They moved to New York, LA, or Miami for the opportunities, and now they're drowning. Here's the thing about expensive cities. They're only worth it if you're actually making money there. If you're earning $60K in San Francisco and spending $3,000 a month on rent for a shoebox, you're not making it. You're just broke in an expensive zip code. But fake rich people will starve before they admit they can't afford the city. Why? Because the location is part of the image. "I live in Manhattan" sounds better than "I live in Ohio and have $40,000 saved," even if the second person is objectively wealthier. Real rich people live where it makes financial sense. Fake rich people live where it looks impressive. Sign number 8. Every day is a treat yourself day. I worked hard this week. I deserve this $300 dinner. I've been stressed. I deserve these $800 shoes. I need a break. I deserve this $2,000 weekend trip. Notice the pattern? It's always deserve, never afford. Because fake rich people use spending as therapy, as validation, as proof they've made it. But here's what they won't tell you. That dinner on a credit card. Those shoes financed. That trip, they'll be paying it off for 6 months. Real wealthy people treat themselves too, but they do it after they've handled their responsibilities, after they've invested, after they've saved. Fake rich people treat themselves instead of building wealth, and then wonder why they're still broke at 40. Sign number 9. One unexpected expense and they're in full crisis mode. Car breaks down, panic. Medical bill, panic. Rent's due and the client hasn't paid yet, panic. Because they have zero cushion, no safety net. Every dollar that comes in goes right back out to the car payment, the rent, the lifestyle. Real wealthy people could lose their job tomorrow and be fine for months, maybe years. Fake rich people are one missed paycheck away from eviction, but you'd never know it from their Instagram. And finally, sign number 10. Ask them a real question and watch them squirm. So, how's business actually going? What's your savings rate? Are you investing? Suddenly, they're dodging, changing the subject, getting defensive. Why are you so focused on money, man? Life's about experiences. Yeah, experiences you can't afford. Real wealthy people will talk numbers if you ask, because they're proud of what they've built. Fake rich people deflect, because the truth is uncomfortable. Look, here's the thing. I'm not saying this to shame anyone. We've all been there. We've all felt the pressure to look successful before we actually were. But here's what I learned. Real wealth isn't about looking rich. It's about being free. Free from debt, free from stress, free from pretending. And the fastest way to build that? Stop spending money to impress people you don't even like. Fake rich people are exhausted. They're stressed. They're one bad month away from losing everything. Real wealthy people sleep easy. So ask yourself, would you rather look rich or be rich? Because you can't do both. Not for long, anyway. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe. We're breaking down money, wealth, and the psychology behind why people stay broke. Next video, we're diving into how people actually build real wealth. No flexing, no BS, just the truth. See you there.